half of Americans financially affected by coronavirus. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to the Akim listening and learning, Shalom. This is Seek the Most High Kingdom. I'm going to do a short lesson on the financial crisis that is affecting the U.S. workers. The financial implications of being off by U.S. workers. Again, it said half the poor American financially affected by the coronavirus. What you see here is just a line of people standing in line at the unemployment office. And across the country, people are submitting unemployment online. They are physically showing up at the unemployment office because there's so many people online that are trying to submit unemployment claims. And it goes on to read, it says, people wait in line to help unemployment benefits at one-stop career centers in Las Vegas. Half the country has been personally economically impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. An overwhelming number of Americans do not think schools, restaurants, sporting events with large crowds should reopen until further testing, according to the news, NPR, PBS NewsHour. Yes, and my first scripture that comes to mind would be Proverbs chapter 18, verse 23. It said, the poor uses entreaties, but the rich answer roughly. And that's what's happening, throughout America and throughout the globe. The rich entreating, what they're doing is making supplication to the various unemployment agencies around the world. They asking for benefits. They saying, hey, we need relief during this hardship that we need. We've been furloughed from jobs, we've been laid off, and now they don't have the income, to pay their monthly bills or their weekly bills. It says right here, it reads, the coronavirus outbreak has triggered unprecedented mass layoffs and furloughs. Here are the major companies that have announced they are downsizing their workforce. And that's what happened when the richer, when the richer and the wicked, they lay off during times like this. And again, Proverbs 18 to 23, the poor uses entreaties, but the rich answer roughly. And the rich, they answer roughly by giving you furlough without pay. Some companies operate 365 days a year, yet they can't prepare for hard times for their employees. That's why you have to go to these unemployment agencies and you're entreating, you're making supplication to them, to understand that your pain of not having a job, not being able to make your bills, not being able to feed your children, not being able to take care of your home. So the rich, they're sitting at the top. They don't have these problems. But you so-called Black, Latino, Mexican, Native Americans, you having all kind of issues during this time because you're often the last hired, first fired. And now, on top of that, you're being laid off, being furloughed with no pay. Yes, my second scripture would be Job chapter 9, verse 22. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Only the wicked will lay you off during economic downturn. Only the wicked, especially these major corporations, i.e. Boeing, i.e. the Hertz, i.e. Southwest Air. These are major companies. And again, they operate 365 days a year. Example, Boeing announced that it would cut about 10% of its workforce, roughly, I'm going to say about 16,000 jobs on April 29th. The cuts are expected to be through a combination of buyouts, voluntary layoffs, and voluntary layoffs. So now you also have, Boeing, Hertz said it's plan to cut, 10,000 employees on April 20th. The car rental company previously reported 38,000 people employed, 38,000 people. Who else you have? You have over 20,000 Southwest employees signed up for unpaid time off, leaving in March. Now, those are employees signing up for unpaid time off for fear of catching this COVID-19. So they value their life, but economically, those employees at Southwest who volunteered for this unpaid, they was thinking about their life, the well-being of their health, and not their financial situation. But at the end, the financial situation always comes into play. Because when you're not working and you're not getting paid, that monthly mortgage, that monthly car payment, that monthly water bill, that monthly light bill, it still continues to roll on. Nothing ever stops because Jake has got a financial hard time. And again, your bills won't stop because you Jake's experiencing a financial hardship. That's for a fact. So my next scripture is Psalms chapter 36, verse 9. For with thee is the fountain of life, and thy light shall we see light. And what they're saying is, with who? With YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. You have the fountain of life. So these little hard times, they pass. We all know hard times. Hard time pass. Hard time always pass. But the key is that you have to understand who your true living power is. And that would be YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. It's not JC. It's not Allah. It's not Buddha. It's YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. And again, only the elect will understand it's only elect. Yeah, my next scripture come to mind will be Luke chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unaware. And that's what happened. This coronavirus, it came upon the United States of America and the rest of the globe unaware. So now what we have is suffering. Some people are drinking themselves to death, during this time. Worried about what? Their stability of their bills, worried about taking care of their families. There's a lot going on during this time of the year. But in Luke, it reads again. It said, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that the day come upon you unaware. And again, if you turn back to the Most High, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, you will be taken care of. And for the other nations. But this RFID chip is basically to take the birthright. Praise out to all. Praise out another shout out to the apostles and elders, great millstone who teach every well, and to the Akim listening and learning.